Welcome to this 30-minute Vinyasa Flow class brought to you by Yoga Bliss. To start, you can find yourself in a comfortable seat on your mat. Whatever seat works for you, whether it is crossing the legs or perhaps sitting on the shins in a hero's pose, whatever will allow you to sit with ease. You might sit on a block or a cushion to elevate the hips. And just allow yourself to rest into this space, to center onto your mat. Begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Another deep breath in, fill up, and out. Feel the body sink into the earth or the support beneath you. Another deep breath in, feel the ribs expand, filling up with fresh new oxygen. And as you exhale, feel yourself ground down. The body becomes heavy as all of the air is released. Our Vinyasa practice is about linking movements with the breath. So we find the breath that best supports our movement or our transition. And we allow that inhale or exhale to fully guide us into the movement. I invite you to take this time to set a sankalpa, or an intention for your practice. You might bring your hands to heart center as you ask yourself, what in your life is your biggest, most heartfelt desire? And what would your life look, feel, smell, and be like if this biggest desire were a reality? Repeat your sankalpa to yourself 3 times like a mantra. And then let it go, dropping it into the pool of your practice. You can bow your head towards your hands. And then slowly bring the head back up, release the hands. And you can stay here with the eyes closed, or perhaps you open them. Bring your right arm down to the ground. Inhale, the left arm sweeps up overhead. Reach it away from you, finding space between the left fingers and the left sits bone. You might reach those right fingertips away. And as you breathe in, find length. And as you exhale, see if you can bend a little deeper towards the sides. Another breath in to find length. And then exhale to bend a little deeper. Your next inhale brings you back up through center. Bring the left arm down as the right arm reaches up, and exhale towards the side. Again, if you need to adjust the left fingers a little further away, you can. And really reach that right sits bone down to the ground as you reach the right fingertips away from you. Breathe into the right rib cage. And if it feels okay for the neck, you can gaze up towards the sky, or you keep your head a little more neutral. Next inhale carries you back up. Right hand comes behind you, left hand to the outside of the right leg. And gaze out over the back shoulder. Inhale to grow tall, and exhale to twist. Inhale to sweep that left arm up and over to the other side. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Find more rotation through that mid-spine as you exhale more length as you inhale. Next, deep breath in, carries the arms up overhead. Right hand comes behind you again. This time, push an inhale, sweep and lift the hips forward as you bring the left arm back. Switch over to the other side, left hand down, inhale, sweep, right arm comes up, hips come forward. Exhale to lower it down. Other side, inhale, sweep that left arm up, hips forward. Exhale to lower. Sweep it over to the other side, left hand down, inhale, hips forward, right arm up. And exhale, slowly lower back down. Come forward into a tabletop position. Find yourself with the shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. And then arch your spine into our cat position. This will be our starting position. We're going to segmentally move the spine. So starting with the tailbone, reach it back. Lower back arches. Middle back arches. And then head looks up to find cow. As you exhale, chin to the chest. Upper back rounds, middle back. And finally lower back, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, tailbone reaches back, lower back arches, middle back, upper back, and then finally the head looks up. Exhale, chin to the chest. Push the shoulders away from one another, round the upper back, middle back, lower back, and then finally tuck the tail. Moving one vertebra at a time, if possible, through your cat-cow transitions. Allow each movement to last the full length of your inhale and the full length of your exhale. At your own pace, complete one more round. Once you've completed your last cat, you can sink the hips down towards the heels. Find yourself in a child's pose. Next, inhale, press the palms into the mat as you keep the chest low, the forearms hover, and bring your chest flat down to the mat, followed by your belly and the legs. Top of the feet press down. Inhale, rise the chest. Little to no weight in the palms, and exhale to lower. Push into the palms, inhale, send your hips back, find child's pose. We'll come through that again, pull the chest forward as you inhale, keep it low to the mat, move slowly with your breath, come all the way onto the belly. Keep the inhale as you lift up, and then exhale to lower. Next inhale sends the hips up and back, and exhale to find your child's pose. One more time, just like that. Inhale, pull the heart forward, rest the belly down, keep the inhale as you reach the chest up, and then exhale, lower down. Send the hips all the way back to the heels. Next breath in, carry yourself back to tabletop, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips, and exhale to find your downward facing dog. If you want to take a moment to pedal out the feet, go ahead. Once you've pedaled out the feet, come to find stillness for a few breaths. Next, we'll come through some spinal waves between down dog and plank. So as you inhale, round the upper back, shift forward to plank position. And then as you exhale, send the tailbone up and back, tilt the pelvis, arch the lower back, middle back, upper back, and exhale to find downward facing dog. Inhale to round the spine forward, come through to a plank. And then send the hips up, bend the knees, arch the back, exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands towards the back of the mat and come into a forward fold. The feet can be hip distance apart. Bend the knees. Allow the chest to come down towards the thighs. Plant the left arm down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. You can start to straighten that right knee, but notice if the hips come towards the side. Can you bring the left hip back in line with the right? Next, exhale, lower that right arm down. Replace the left hand with the right. Inhale, left arm up, bend the knees. And that left leg might start to straighten. Notice if the right hip comes forward, can you draw it back? And as you breathe in, find length through the spine and exhale to twist. Next, exhale, left hand comes down and then walk your hands all the way to the front of the mat. Find yourself in a plank position and then lower the knees down, the chest down, all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Inhale to bring the chest up and either keep the hands here or bring them back behind you. Use the muscles alongside the spine to pull yourself up higher. And then exhale to lower, rest the forehead down. Again, just like that, inhale, find length as you come forward and then up. Press the top of the feet down and then exhale to lower. One more time, you can repeat that variation or interlace the hands behind the back. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale, lift up. Feet can come up this time, locust pose. Breathe in and reach a little higher. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Hands come to the mat. Push into the knees, lift the hips back, tuck the toes. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Next, inhale, brings the right foot forward between the palms. Exhale, lower the left knee down. Inhale to reach the arms up. And then bring the front of the hip bones forward. So the tailbone reaches down and back, and then shift the hips forward to feel a stretch through the front of that left thigh. Once you've found this position, inhale to reach the arms up. If you want to introduce a back bend here, you can. And then we want to activate the hip flexors, so press down and forward with that left knee as you draw the right hip back, creating a scissor tight motion with the legs. Next, exhale, bring the left hand down. Inhale to sweep the right arm up. And then exhale to float it back towards the back leg. Inhale, press it up. And exhale to bring it back. Push and inhale, reach it up and forward. Exhale, bring it back. Just finding movement with the breath. And then inhale to bring it forward. Hands come to the inside of the front leg and either stay on flat palms or you can come onto the forearms. You can lift the back knee up and draw the right knee, the front knee, in towards the shoulder. Shift the weight into the hands or the forearms as you reach the right leg back as you breathe in. Lower the hips down as you breathe out. Stay here in Sphinx or push up into a cobra. Draw the shoulders down and back. And then as you exhale, lower the chest down. Push into the palms, lift the hips. Inhale and exhale, find downward facing dog. Next breath in, left foot steps forward through between the palms, back knee comes down. Inhale to bring the arms up and then set that pelvis, so draw the tailbone down towards the ground. Left hip comes back as the right hip comes forward. Press that right knee down and forward into the mat. You can reach the arms up on your next breath in. Find a little bit of a back bend if you choose. The focus here is more about the right hip flexors than it is the back. Next, exhale, lower that right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Then exhale to float it back. Inhale to reach it forward. Exhale, bring it back. You can roll onto the outside edge of the front foot as you flow through these movements, just linking movement with breath. And then bring the left hand to the inside of the front foot. Arms can come down or stay on the palms, and then lift the back knee up. Contract the right hamstrings to lift that back leg up as you keep drawing the left knee in towards the shoulder. Shift the weight forward as you step that left foot back. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the hips down, untuck the toes, reach the chest forward, and then press up into the hands to lift up. Inhale, find length through the spine. And exhale, slowly lower back down onto the belly. Lower the forehead down and then walk the hands just behind the shoulders. As you inhale, lift the chest up and then draw the heels in towards the bum. Push into the palms, come onto the knees, lift the left foot high towards the sky, same arm comes up, reach up, modified side plank. And lower that top leg down just beside the bottom knee. Push into the right hand, lift that bottom leg up and back. Lower the left hand down, reach that right leg up, three-legged downward facing dog. Take a deep breath, inhale. And then exhale, bring that right foot forward through between the palms. Inhale, arms come up, high lunge. Move through some spinal waves here. As you exhale, reach the hands forward. Inhale to round and sweep the arms up. Exhale, arch the spine, reach forward. Inhale to round up. One more time, just like that. And then place the left hand down. Inhale, right arm reaches up. And then come onto the outside edge of the back foot. As you exhale, lower that right hand towards the back. Inhale to reach it up. And we'll pivot over toward the long edge of the mat, finding our Cossack squat pose. If the heel needs to be lifted or the hips raised, that's okay. The left toes can lift, and you might reach the right arm down and the left arm up. And then exhale, lower the arm down. Shift towards the back of the mat now as you pivot, lift the back heel up, reach the arms up, inhale. And then exhale to frame the front foot. We're moving into a side plank pose, so come onto the outside edge of both feet. And either just bring that front leg back to stack on top of the back leg, or take a toe hold and come into Vashisthasana. Breath in, and then exhale to release that foot behind you. Sink the hips. Inhale, sweep up, find Wild Thing. Lower the hand down to the mat, come into a plank position, both feet down, or keep one leg lifted and lower all the way down onto the belly. We'll set up here for our Cobra pose again, so bring the hands back behind the shoulders, push and inhale to lift the chest up, and then squeeze the heels in towards the glutes. Push into the palms, come onto the knees, and then lift that right leg up and high. Same arm follows, look up. Exhale to lower that foot down in front of the bottom knee. Push and inhale, straighten that bottom leg, reach it up all the way into three-legged dog. Find your exhale. Next inhale finds more length. And then exhale, draw that knee forward, place the foot in between the palms. Inhale, sweep the arms up, high lunge. And then exhale, arch the spine, bring the hands forward. Inhale to round, reach the hands up. The same spinal waves we found on the other side. Keep moving with your breath. Last time, and then place that right hand down. Inhale to reach the left arm up. Come onto the outside edge of both feet, and then exhale to lower that hand down towards the back foot. Next breath in, push into the feet, lift the hips and pivot all 10 toes towards the other side of the mat, finding our Cossack squat. Hands can come to prayer, or you can reach the left arm down as the right arm reaches up towards the sky. Exhale to shift the weight towards the front of the mat. Pivot the back heel up. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, lower the left hand down. Either take a hold of the big toe with the right hand and come into our side plank with a toe hold, or just a regular side plank. If you have a hold of the foot, you can release it back behind the straight leg. Lower the hips down, and as you inhale, reach the heart up, reach the hand forward. And then plant the palm down beside the left, lower down as you exhale through plank. You can keep the leg lifted. Find up dog as you inhale. Roll over the toes as you exhale. Find downward facing dog. Lower the knees down, lower the hips down. Come to find a child's pose. Just stay here for a few breaths. I invite you to return back to the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Just becoming aware if anything has come to fruition or anything has changed at all. Next breath in, slowly curl yourself up one vertebra at a time. As you lift the hips, we'll set up for our camel pose. So bring the hands to the low back, bring the hips just over the knees. Engage the abdominals by drawing the top of the hip bones up, and then draw the shoulder blades back towards one another, elbows reach back. With gentle pressure in the low back, send the hips forward as you lift the chest up and back. Just stay here and breathe. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to arch the spine a little more. Next inhale, engage your abdominals to slowly bring yourself back up. And then exhale to lower the heels down. You can stay here or join me with the second variation. Take a hold of the feet and then draw the shoulder blades back. As you lift the chest up, we'll move the hips forward from this position and then find our camel pose with hands on the heels. You might be used to entering a different way. If you prefer that option, that's okay. If you haven't tried this option, I recommend you give it a try. Once here, just stay here, either with the hands on the heels or still at the low back, and find your breath. Allow the chin to fall back if it feels okay for the neck. If you prefer, you can always keep the chin tucked in. We come back the same way we entered in, so send the hips back to the heels. And we'll come for our third option to enter what you might typically enter in through, is to bring the hands directly to the heels. And there's an option to sway the arms from side to side here. So bring one hand to the heel as you reach the other arm up. Follow your breath. Inhale to reach the arm up. Exhale to come forward. And then inhale, sweep it up. Just a few movements like this, or stillness, whatever feels best for you. And once you finish, we'll come to find an extended child's pose. Knees wide, spine extended, arms out in front. And push into both palms and thread the right arm underneath the left. Come onto the top of that shoulder and reach the top arm forward. Find a twist with the spine. Length and twist through the side of the waist. Then push into the palms to lift up. Left arm stays on top. Cross the arms. Inhale to reach and extend. Exhale to round. Draw the elbows in. Round the spine. Chin towards the chest. Inhale to come up. Release the hands and switch to the other side. Left arm threads under right. Top of the shoulder. Reach through those right fingers. Length through the side of the waist. Push into the palms, keep the arms crossed. See if you can find opposite hands, reach up, inhale, exhale, round, draw the elbows towards the belly, round the spine. Inhale to come up and release the arms. Shift the weight to one side, bring the legs out in front, and we'll do a little bit of core work to finish off. Find Navasana, boat pose. Legs can be straight or knees bent. And lower down as you inhale, grow long. Exhale to come up. Lift the legs up. Hands come in front. Inhale for length. Lower down to hover. Exhale to come up. A few times, and then bring the feet down and slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Draw the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a hug. If it feels good to rock from side to side, you may. And then extend the right leg down. Bring the left knee over towards the right side. Both shoulders stay down. You can stay with the gaze neutral, or chin can go towards the opposite side. Feel free to close the eyes here. Feel this deep twist in the spine. Inhale to come back up to center and hug onto the back of the thighs this time. You can rock from side to side. And then extend the left leg, right leg comes over to the opposite side, both shoulders down. And breathe into that space in between the rib cage and the pelvis, finding length through the torso as you breathe in and depth as you breathe out. Inhale to draw both knees back up to center and in toward the chest. Give yourself a hug and squeeze everything in. Tight, tight, tight. Little tiny ball. Squeeze. And then exhale to release. And release the legs down. Find your final Shavasana, your resting pose. And I invite you to take a moment and either pause this video if you want a little bit of a longer Shavasana, maybe you set a timer, or you can join me for a few breaths here. Eyes closed, body relaxed fully. Start to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Reach the arms up overhead. Stretch throughout the whole body from the fingers to the toes. Draw the knees in and then come to roll onto your preferred side in the side fetal position. When you're ready, with as little effort as possible, make your way up to a comfortable seat and keep the eyes closed. You might return the hands to heart center, and I invite you again to bring your intention, your sankalpa, back to your awareness. With gratitude for your practice, your physical body, you might choose to bow forward and give thanks. Thank you to you for joining me. Namaste.